secrets. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. Success is something you attract by becoming an attractive person. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune, which is super fine. I started hearing those ideas age 25, and it revolutionized my whole life. First, I was excited about the product because my mother had studied health and nutrition all of my life. I was the beneficiary. So was my father, who lived to be 93. And then to discover it as a product and a business blew my mind. Then when I found out you could get rich with using just a few simple philosophies. Here's the first one that helped me get rich. Profits are better than wages. That changed my whole look at the economy, the look at myself, my paycheck. It was incredible. And then my sponsor said to me, Mr. Rohn, here's what you can now say. I'm working full-time on my job, and now I'm working part-time on my fortune. Those ideas drastically changed the course of my life. Guess what it did? Set for me a new attitude and philosophy. So make this note now. Philosophy determines attitude. If you have the philosophy and the attitude that here's my chance, even starting part-time, to invest in the idea of fortune making, because you can lay the foundation for fortune making. You don't have to do it 8 hours a day. You don't have to do it 10. It's not something that requires working around the clock. It just requires simply a commitment. Here's what I did. I started part-time. That's the magic. So make this note. Teach people the magic of starting to work part-time, not just to pay a few bills, that's okay, but how about the idea of working part-time fortune making? It changes everything. It changes how you talk. It changes how you invite. It changes how you treat your customers. It changes how you have respect for your distributors, laying the foundation for a career and then a fortune. It changes everything, your philosophy and your attitude. Then the idea of maximizing your part-time. Here's what I think I've discovered with those that have decided to work part-time. They've told us they were going to work 10, 15 hours a week, but here's what happens. They become part-time distributors. So I think here's what we ought to try to teach. Let's go full-time, part-time. If you're going to dedicate 10 or 15 hours, a week to the business, just fill up those hours with activity and phone calls and flyers and on the internet. It doesn't matter what you do. Start making the contacts, but fill up that 10, 15 hours. Go full-time, part-time. And the appeal to do that is strong if the appeal is, I'm not just working to pay a few bills, that's okay. I'm not just working to become financially independent, that is great. I'm working to build a career and someday a fortune. Now here's what's exciting about being part-time. It isn't long until you'll be sitting in a class taught by millionaires. So I met this extraordinary man, Mr. Earl Schoaf. He gave me these opening ideas for changing my life, building my business. It was absolutely incredible. Then I was a distributor for 7 years. And signing autographs one more time today reminds me of when I got my first autograph. Reminds me of when I took my first picture with somebody important and went home and started telling the story. That's why I probably linger a little longer doing the autographs than most people do, simply because I remember that first time. And I remember how important it was to me. On my trip to India, I started a program. We had some leadership classes as well as doing a seminar for the distributors and for the public. And I promised in the leadership classes that I would sign everybody's journal, not just the few who came up. But I took the time and we arranged it, and it worked like magic. A couple of rows at a time coming by. Sign, say hello, look them in the eye. Sign, say hello, look them in the eye. Everybody in the leadership classes.